So, guys, the drama continues in the MK party. And right now, we are getting the drama from the former Secretary General of the MK party, Floyd Shivambu. I mean, you remember a couple of days ago, during the June 16th celebrations, the president of the MK party, Jacob Zuma, came out swinging at the former Secretary General of the MK party, Floyd Shivambu. And you could see Jacob Zuma in his face that he was kind of pissed off, especially when he addressed this matter of Floyd Shivambu. And on that rally of the MK party, when the MK party was introducing the youth league, Jacob Zuma made it very clear that if Floyd Shivambu wants to leave this political party, he can leave this political party. And the MK party, it is not going to beg him. MK party, it is not a political party that is going to beg you. And Jacob Zuma again made it very clear. Even if you think you are big, even if you think you are loved, we are not going to beg you. And I don't think that Floyd Shivambu actually appreciated hearing the president of MK party say that about him. I mean, we are talking about a guy who basically wrote the constitution of the MK party, and this political party used the same constitution to get rid of him. And Jacob Zuma coming out and saying those things that he was saying about him, it actually was like pouring salt on the wound. And I remember I did say that, guys, it looks like we are about to witness a fight between the former Secretary General of the MK Party, Floyd Shivambu, and President Jacob Zuma. It looks like there is a fight coming. And I was right. I was right because in a couple of days, Floyd Shivambu did a press conference yesterday. And on this press conference, man, Floyd Shivambu said a lot. I don't want to lie. Floyd Shivambu said a lot. But one thing I was kind of surprised by is the way Floyd Shivambu was focused again on the EFF, despite the fact that right now, the MK party, it is a political party that is giving him hell. But on the same breath, he was busy jabbing the EFF at every single turn. This is what Floyd Shivambu was doing. He was jabbing and hitting the EFF at every single time, at every single chance that he got. And I found it very surprising, man. Floyd Shivambu telling the people of this country that Jacob Zuma is surrounded by scoundrels. Jacob Zuma is surrounded by criminals. And I don't want to lie, guys. I don't know what Floyd Shivambu wants us to say. Because this is something that the people told him when he joined the MK party, that these people that are surrounding Jacob Zuma, these are not good people. And these are people that are going to destroy this country if they are given a single chance. They are going to destroy this country. We are talking about a political party that wanted to get rid of the constitution and had no idea what to replace that constitution with. We are talking about a president of a political party, Jacob Zuma, a man who said that the teenage pregnant girls must be sent to Robben Island. We are talking about a political party that is radical like that. And we did say that these people are radical, and if they are given a chance, they are going to destroy this country. And I must say, man, that shout out to the ANC, the DA, and the IFP for actually keeping Umkhonto weSizwe party out of KZN, out of governance there in KZN, because I don't know what would KZN be if they were ruled by these people. I don't know what would KZN be. So Floyd Shivambu comes out and tells the people of this country that Jacob Zuma is surrounded by the criminals, and these criminals are stealing the money of the MK party. So I don't know if he wants us to clap hands for some things that we told him. Floyd Shivambu was told about the kind of people that are in the MK party. He was told that these people that you are going to join, these are not good people. He was told. But somehow today, when he says that these are not good people, these are people that are taking advantage of Jacob Zuma, these people are stealing the money of the MK party, these people have lied about me, these people have written the fake intelligence reports about me to get rid of me. He wants us to clap hands. He wants us to clap hands as if we never told him that these people that are in the MK party, these people are dangerous and these people are a bunch of criminals. Allegedly. These people are a bunch of criminals. So yesterday when I was watching that press conference, Floyd Shivambu was furious. You could see, and I'm going to play that thing so that we can react to some of the things that he was saying. You could see Floyd Shivambu that he was kind of pissed off and acting like he was telling South Africans about the things that they didn't know. This is why, me personally, I'm kind of pissed off at this whole situation. because South Africans told him. Right now, he is regretting joining the MK party. He is talking about, we are going to consult the people of this country to hear if the people of this country are interested in a new political party. This is what this guy is saying. This is what he's saying. And on the same breath, he says that I am not going to leave the MK party. Basically, he wants the MK party to fire him. He wants the MK party to expel him so that he can go out and say that the MK party, it is not a credible political party. Look what they did to me. And again, it's funny because he learned from Jacob Zuma. This is the playbook of Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma, till today, he still tells the people that I'm a member of the ANC. The ANC cannot get rid of me. I will die as a member of the ANC. So I was kind of shocked to see some of the supporters of the MK party online, furious to say that, Floyd Shivambu, if you're going to go out and talk about starting a new political party, why don't you resign from the MK party? I mean, like, this is what Jacob Zuma has actually did. And nobody said that Jacob Zuma can leave the MK party because he loves the ANC so much. But now, Floyd Shivambu is doing the same thing that Jacob Zuma is doing. People are pissed off. People are pissed off. He is taking a page out of Jacob Zuma's book. Literally took a page out of Jacob Zuma's book. I mean, like, this whole press conference, man, like, there is nothing I was shocked by. I don't want to lie. There is nothing that I was shocked by. And it looks like people were right when they said that Floyd Shivambu is looking to form a new political party. And apparently this new political party is going to be called Maibuye Africa. Like, yeah, Maibuye Africa. And I think that Floyd Shivambu is going to be the president of that political party. And I mean, like, it makes sense. Like, where would Floyd Shivambu go? Where would Floyd Shivambu go? Because even on the same press conference, he made it very clear that he will not go to the ANC. He resigned from the ANC when the ANC was still governing this country with a majority. And he did say that he will not go to the EFF because he doesn't think that anybody with a clear mind can join the EFF. Like, he basically insulted all the supporters of the EFF to say that anybody who joins the EFF basically is useless. They don't have brains. So the only way for him to continue being, I don't know, relevant in this political space was for him to start his own political party. And I don't think that Floyd Shivambu can actually draw the crowds. I don't think that he can draw the crowds. Floyd Shivambu has a character of a wet cardboard. He has a character of a wet cardboard. He is not a crowd drawer. And the people that lied to him and told him that if he starts a new political party, then he's going to get the votes, man, those people are going to hell. They are going to hell. So I want us to actually listen to some of the nonsense that came from Floyd Shivambu. Guys, this is not breaking news. Everything that Floyd Shivambu is going to say, it is not breaking news.
Thank you very much, Comrade Nolu Babalo Mkinga, who has volunteered to assist us in terms of this process. And want to also acknowledge the president of Manda Ashu Workers Union of South Africa, which I'm a volunteer of. I'm a volunteer of Mausa, a union that organizes workers, community workers, and workers that are organized under the expanded public works program. And I want to also acknowledge the leadership that is here. I don't know if they was mentioned in my names. Former Treasurer General of Mkonto Season in Zimagubane is with us here. And we've got the Comrade Mahlaba as well from KwaZulu Natal. We've got the provincial organizer of Mkonto Season. Also, we've got the former provincial convener of Mpumalanga, who convened before elections pro cause, not those who came after elections in terms of the work. And members of the media and the people of South Africa, we send our revolutionary greetings to all the people of South Africa and black people in the African continent and in the African diaspora. We have called this press conference to speak about some of the recent political developments as it relates to the roles that we're playing in Mkhonto season. That on the 3rd of June 2025, the leadership of Mkhonto season, after national officials meeting, announced the discontinuation of my role as the Secretary General of Mkhonto season. And when the appointment of the announcement was made, there was an indication that we would be redeployed to the National Assembly to form part of the parliamentary caucus of Mkhonto season. The principle established in the public announcement was that no leader and no member of Mkhonto season.
Is your IT team constantly putting out?
Oh, please. And I find it quite strange that Floyd Shivambu, said that if the MK party removes him from the positions, he will still be an average member of the MK party. And if the MK party expels him, would be a volunteer of the MK party, meaning that he's never going to leave the MK party. And on that interview that he did on Newsroom Africa, one of the things that Floyd Shivambu said is that I did not join the MK party to lead it. I did not join the MK party to lead it. I am okay with being led. But now that Floyd Shivambu is being demoted from the position of the Secretary General, he is now coming out to tell us the secrets of the MK party, meaning that he did join the MK party to lead it. But he just decided to lie to the people of this country to tell them that I did not join this political party to lead it. And guys, I did tell you that Floyd Shivambu is not happy with the fact that he has been removed as the Secretary General of the MK party. And I don't think that he actually liked even the idea of going to parliament because he knows that he was going to be ridiculed. So right now, he is just expressing his frustration with the MK party and now trying to tarnish the name of the MK party because they demoted him from the position of the Secretary General. If he was the so-called disciplined member of the MK party, he was going to sit down and shut his mouth. But now he's coming with the scandals to try to tell us that, guys, the MK party did not treat me well. I mean, like, we told you that they are not going to treat you well. We told you. And this guy supposedly wants the people of this country to believe that he would not join any political party to lead it. I told you guys that Floyd Shivambu has a big ego. He has a huge ego, and his ego would not allow him to be led. It would not allow him to be led. And I think he was actually promised something quite bigger there in the MK party. I don't think that Floyd Shivambu was only promised to be the national organizer of the MK party and the Secretary General of the MK party for like 2 months. I don't think so. I think this guy was actually promised something big in the MK party, and to show how gullible Floyd Shivambu is, he actually believed the MK party. He believed that the people that are supporting a president of a political party that he insulted for the past for 10 years are now going to be on his side. You know, there's a saying, guys, that says that if you sell your brother, the buyer is not even going to trust you. This was the case with Floyd Shivambu and the MK party. They never trusted him because of what he did in the EFF. And nobody in their right mind would actually trust Floyd Shivambu because they know what Floyd Shivambu is quite capable of. I mean, even this union that he has supposedly decided to volunteer for, he is going to find a way to stab them in the back because clearly these people are not learning anything. Just like with him, he did not learn anything from Jacob Zuma. He didn't learn anything from the administration of Jacob Zuma. If anything, he told the people of this country that he was misled about Jacob Zuma. And he defended the leaders of the MK party, telling the people of this country that these are the best political minds in this country. But today, we have him doing the press conference and telling us that these people are not good people. Oh man, I'm so sick and tired of Floyd Shivambu. I don't want to lie. I am honestly sick and tired of Floyd Shivambu. Sick and tired.
The reasons why the decision was taken. But it appears that there are those who are talking freely and in most instances almost distorting just what transpired. So, as a disciplined member of Mkondo season, I want to put on record as to what were the reasons that were given the national officials for my redeployment. The reason given in the national officials for my deployment or removal as Secretary General was that I want to overthrow President Zuma as the president of Mkondo season. That is what I said. That all the work that we're doing as Secretary General of establishing structures and identifying leaders was meant ultimately at the removal of President Zuma as president of Mkondo season. And as part of that reasoning, an extremely bizarre and fake intelligence report was produced, which was claimed to be a conversation between me and some people in the African continent, where it is alleged that despite raising money to remove President Zuma, I'm also accumulating supernatural powers to make people disappear.
Basically accusing him of witchcraft. And again, Floyd Shivambu talking about the fact that he has been accused of collaborating with people to remove Jacob Zuma. I mean, like, I could sit here and say that these people that were accusing Floyd Shivambu of conspiring with other African leaders to overthrow Jacob Zuma are telling nonsense. But again, this is a guy that conspired with some members of the EFF to drop the EFF to go to the MK party. So they are kind of describing a man that Floyd Shivambu is. Because Floyd Shivambu, you remember on that interview that he did with Dr. Sizompofu Walsh, he said it very clear that I was in the EFF and I was having conversations with the leaders of the EFF and telling these people that I'm going to leave this political party and I'm going to join the MK party. And some of the people inside the EFF wanted to live with him. And he said that, no, don't live with him. Don't live with me. Live on your own. So Floyd Shivambu basically convinced some of the people in the EFF to leave the EFF and go to join the MK party. He convinced the people to stab the leader of the EFF at the back, Julius Malema. And right now, he is pissed off with people in the MK party accusing him of conspiring with the people to stab Jacob Zuma at the back. So if you did it once, why should we not believe that you possibly did it again? I totally believe these people. I don't want to lie. I believe these people. This thing of him like acquiring the supernatural powers, like that is nonsense. Like they just accused him of being a witch, and I think it's kind of tribalistic because these people there in the KZN, they are trying to link the KZN Floyd Shivambu with Limpopo, and you know what people say about Limpopo there, like some things, the clouds are moving there and the lightnings are moving and people are witching each other there in Limpopo. So that one, like, it is nonsensical. But this one of him conspiring with the people to stab Jacob Zuma in the back, I believe him because he did it at the EFF. He did it at the EFF. Are they wrong? Are they wrong?
That is the reason why we got to, so we had to deal with superstitious issues as the basis of what happens. That there's apparently a head which was going to be given to give to someone, and some people were going to die so that I can become president of Mkondo. That was the intelligence report which were rejected with contempt and said that that is absolute rubbish, and said that if anyone claims to have my WhatsApp conversations, I can hand over my phone. I even offered in the meeting that take my phone and check not only the messages that you claim were about the removal of President Zuma, also check any other message about anything that I communicate as a leader of Umkhonto weSizwe.
I mean, like, can you just imagine, man? Like, this is the kind of treatment that they were giving Floyd Shivambu in the MK party, man. The man found himself in a position where he had to beg the leaders of the MK party to say, man, take my phone. Like, guys, I did not want to overthrow Jacob Zuma, man. Like, please take my phone and check if there are messages alleging that I wanted to overthrow Jacob Zuma. Like, they disrespected him, man. They disrespected him and they did not regard him as anything. Just imagine, man. I don't think that this guy in the EFF was treated like this. I don't think that there was ever a time where Floyd Shivambu would find himself in a position where he would be like, no, Julius Malema, man, please, like, look at my phone. Marshall Dlamini, man, look at my phone and check if there are messages that are alleging that I am trying to overthrow Julius Malema as the leader of the EFF. But there in the MK party, this is what they made Floyd Shivambu do. They humiliated him. They humiliated him to a point where he had to prove his innocence by trying to give people his phone, offering people his phone, to say, please, I did not do that. I did not do that. But I'm happy that this is the treatment that he got in the MK party, because this is the most solid and sound decision that he has ever made. I'm happy that the MK party gave him this treatment. And we expected the MK party to give him this treatment. We told him that he was going to get this kind of treatment.
Because there's a principle which I always uphold, that there is nothing that I do privately that I cannot own up publicly. Nothing, including personal relations. There's nothing that I will ever do privately which you cannot own up publicly.
So when he says that, he's talking about that issue of Bushiri, because you remember Floyd Shivambu, after he came back from Malawi, he did an interview on Newsroom Live, and one of the things that he said is that I did not go to Malawi without the full knowledge of Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma knew that I was going to Malawi. So it is nonsensical to actually sit down and assume that I would go to Malawi to meet with the leaders in Malawi and to meet with that fugitive without the knowledge of Jacob Zuma. And a day after that interview that Floyd Shivambu did on Newsroom Africa, Umkhonto weSizwe party basically demoted him and said that no, we are not aligning ourselves with what Floyd Shivambu said. Floyd Shivambu is telling a lie. And this is the reason why Jacob Zuma and the so-called National High Command, I mean, like, we know that there is no National High Command in the MK party. National High Command in the MK party is Jacob Zuma. And Floyd Shivambu saying that, no, Jacob Zuma knew about this trip of mine. And Jacob Zuma says that, no, I didn't know. I didn't know. And somehow, those people in the so-called National High Command didn't even want to verify their facts to see if Floyd Shivambu is telling the truth or Jacob Zuma is telling the lies. They just believed Jacob Zuma and went out to dethrone Floyd Shivambu, went out to demote Floyd Shivambu from the position of the Secretary General. That's why I keep saying that, guys, there is no National High Command. There is no National High Command in Umkhonto weSizwe party. The National High Command is Jacob Zuma. Because if there was a structure in the MK party, a credible structure, they would have been able to verify if Jacob Zuma knew about these things that Floyd Shivambu did in the MK party. But I don't think that these people even cared about verifying if Jacob Zuma knew about these trips that Floyd Shivambu did. I don't think that they even cared. They didn't care. They just listened to Jacob Zuma to say, Ubaba, what are you saying? And whatever that you say, Ubaba, it is the truth. We don't care what that guy who comes from Limpopo, the guy who stabbed his own brother in the back. We don't care what he says. We believe you, Ubaba. And tell us what to do with Floyd Shivambu. And he said that, get rid of that guy. Get rid of him. And they did exactly what Jacob Zuma wanted.
Accepted the redeployment to parliament with those misgivings that we're going to make people disappear in order to take over the leadership of Umkhonto weSizwe. And in a subsequent meeting post that, another fake report was presented which claims to be WhatsApp conversations between me and someone else where I'm reported to be saying that, yeah, I'm going to use parliament now to take over the party. and I've got money from Stellenbosch who are going to take over the party through parliament. They are taking me closer to where we're going to take power. And as a result, a decision was taken which was not yet communicated, that even this thing of parliament must not happen. In fact, the former Secretary General, which is myself, must be expelled from the organization. A letter was written and was put in the briefcase of the president, who said that he's going to dispatch it as and when he feels like to discontinue my membership of Umkhonto we Sizwe. Those are actual facts in terms of the reason. And where does this come from? So the president of Umkhonto we Sizwe, whom I dearly and so deeply respect, is surrounded by political scoundrels.
Oh, Floydy.
Deeply respect, is surrounded by political scoundrels who opportunistically use his kindness, sometimes gullibility that comes with age, to write down fake intelligence report to influence him towards wrong directions. And the reason they do that is because they want to steal money from Umkhonto we Sizwe.
So when Floyd Shivambu says that these people are writing fake intelligence reports and trying to absolve Jacob Zuma from those fake intelligence reports, I mean, like, when Jacob Zuma was the president of this country, wasn't Jacob Zuma kind of known for producing the intelligence reports to get rid of his political detractors? Wasn't this the style of Jacob Zuma to go after his political detractors, to come with the fake intelligence reports? So why is he trying to say that, no, these people are the ones, and try to absolve Jacob Zuma and pretend like Jacob Zuma is not a part of that? Because if Jacob Zuma was not a part of that, then he would not find himself in the position that he finds himself in. So it is clear that Jacob Zuma is aligned with what these people are saying.
And they are doing so now. Withdrawal of not less than 7 million rand every month from the organizational coffers. That is what divided, and that is what, and we're talking about this because we raised it internally, that stop what you are doing, because you're going to get the party deregistered as a political party.
So basically, Floyd Shivambu told the criminals, allegedly, in the MK party to stop being criminals. I mean, like, this is like going to Lutuli House and telling those scoundrels in the ANC that, guys, please stop what you are doing. You can see that the country is crumbling. Please stop what you are doing. I mean, like, do you actually think that these comrades that were accustomed to the life of the ANC, and these comrades that were never held accountable for anything that they did to this country, somehow these people will turn around and be the saints that wants to serve the people of this country? I mean, like, this thing, it has everything with the lack of judgment of Floyd Shivambu. It has nothing to do with the people that are stealing the money of the MK party, but it has everything to do with the fact that Floyd Shivambu has a lack of judgment. Like, this guy cannot judge situations. And they are telling us that this is a political scientist. It is a political scientist who could not even see that the roster of Floyd of Umkhonto we Sizwe party is filled with people that are not trustworthy. And today he's telling us about those people stealing the money and him telling them that you guys need to stop what you are doing. You are basically telling the criminals to stop being criminals. And somehow you thought it was going to work. That's why I'm making that example with the ANC. That, can you just imagine, like, sitting Ramaphosa down and say, President, look me in the eye and please, man, tell your comrades to stop destroying this country. Do you think that Ramaphosa will listen to you? Ramaphosa will not listen to you. Do you think if you can sit down, Ramaphosa, and say that, man, the country is crumbling, when are you going to give the people the representatives that are qualified, the representatives that can actually do the work? When are you going to give the people of this country the premiers that can do the job? When are you going to do that? Do you think that Ramaphosa would actually sit down and listen to you when you tell him that this is what we need as a country? He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. And somehow Floyd Shivambu was there in the MK party telling the Brian Mulives and the Lucky Montanas and telling the Nkosinathi Nhlekos and those people that, guys, stop what you are doing.
About this because we raised it internally that stop what you are doing, because you're going to get the party deregistered as a political party, because there is no sound reason on what has been happening, and it's things that we can any reasonable doubt, not because it's things that you can change, and it's things that you cannot fake. And for that reason, when we raise every TG who has ever raised that got to be removed as leadership of Mkhonto. And there's no TG who has resigned as Mkhonto. All of them were removed to then deal with scoundrels who surround President Zuma to...
And guys, do you think that if Floyd Shivambu was still the Secretary General of the MK Party, do you think that these are kind of revelations that we would hear from Floyd Shivambu? That's why I'm saying that South Africans actually needs to be very careful of these politicians, man. I remember my friend Katlahomo Ahi, man. She would say, "Oh, guys, beware of the comrades. Beware of the comrades." This is what the Citizen Concern would actually say. Because Floyd Shivambu, as the Secretary General of the MK Party, he knew about these things. And now he is only telling South Africans about these things because he has been demoted from that position. If he was not going to come out as the Secretary General of the MK Party and say that these are things that were done, then why should people actually take him as a credible person when he comes out and says that this is what is happening in the MK Party? I mean, guys, to be honest, I'm asking you a question. Is any of you shocked to hear that there are people in the MK Party that are stealing the money? Are you guys shocked that there are millions and millions of rands that are withdrawn from the MK Party? Are you shocked? I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm shocked with the fact that Floyd Shivambu actually thought that he was going to stop this. I'm shocked with the fact that Floyd Shivambu could not even see this thing and say that, okay, these people that are filled in this political party, these are not the kind of people that I can actually lead. These are not the people that can actually listen to me. These are people that belong to the ANC and were doing corruption left, right, and center when Jacob Zuma was still the president of this country. I'm shocked that he's shocked that these people did not listen to him. This is what I'm shocked by. I'm not shocked by anything that comes out of the MK Party. I'm not shocked by anything. I'm just shocked by the so-called political scientist not being able to foresee this thing, despite all of us telling him that it was going to happen.
Still money of the organization. I carried my responsibilities as a leader of Mkhonto with utmost respect and respected everyone.
Oh, please.
Led with the collective the process of drafting the constitution and other foundational documents of the organization. Set up structures as part of a collective effort. Got to institutionalize the MK Women's League, the Youth League, the Students' Movement, the MK Interreligious Movement, which in the past used to exist as separate organizations of the South African Interfaith Religious Council, MK Religious Desk, Abela Piben Rabuko, and various other organizations, interfaith, and then we got to unite them to have one organization. We got to even have to formalize the relations between Mkhonto and the Progressive Civic Congress, and formalize the relationship with MK and MK professionals, and MK medics. There's a lot of commendable work which was done by MK medics, a group of medical doctors and health practitioners who were going to communities to offer healthcare services. And in the process of doing that, every day, the political scoundrels work endlessly to speak negatively about the work that we're doing. I was saying, actually, I said it in the national officials meeting because we can't hold that meeting in private, even when people are talking now, that in December 2024, there was a statement written to remove me as the Secretary General on the basis that I'm about to announce a political party with Tokyo Sekwale and Lindo Sisulu, whom I have never spoken to about anything. Draft statement and was even shared with me. Remove him today because he is going to form a political party. And that is full-time work that is dedicated on everything that we do. When you sit down, it's a problem. When you stand up, it's a problem. When you go out, it's a problem. When you come in, it's a problem every day. Because those who surround him have got evil intentions in terms of what about to happen. I've got tremendous respect for President Zuma. I think that in the few close working relationship that we've got to.
And guys, so let me tell you something. You see, Floyd Shivambu, he keeps on saying that he respects Jacob Zuma. He has tremendous respect for Jacob Zuma. Floyd Shivambu is not saying these things because he actually has respect for Jacob Zuma. Floyd Shivambu is saying these things because he wants to launch this political party and they want to be able to go to KZN. And they know that in KZN, I think if in KZN, if you're going to speak bad about Jacob Zuma, you're not going to be able to draw a crowd. And in KZN, if you're going to speak bad about the traditional leaders, like, so he's saying these things because he wants to appear to the people in KZN to say that, guys, I tried in the MK party, but you can see what is happening in the MK party. And now we are coming with a new political party that is going to liberate you. He's not saying this because he actually respects Jacob Zuma. He's not. He is not. He's saying this because he wants to make the ground fertile for his new political party. Because he does not want to appear as someone that is going head on with Jacob Zuma. Unlike with Julius Malema, unlike with the Democratic Alliance. These people, these political parties are the ones that will go to KZN and actually bring fire in KZN. But he wants to do things the same way that Jacob Zuma does. You know, to approach these traditional leaders, to approach these church leaders, and to appease the people. You know, in KZN, he understands that, okay, the Zulu culture, and, you know, if you disrespect Jacob Zuma, man, like, the people there in KZN are going to look at you weird and they are not going to give you the support. You know, this is what he wants to do. So he basically has adopted the politics of Jacob Zuma. That's why he is doing a press conference. The reason why Floyd Shivambu is doing this press conference is because he wants the people to feel sorry for him. That's why I'm saying that this guy did not only take a page out of Jacob Zuma's book. He took the whole book. He took the whole book because now he is literally operating like Jacob Zuma. He's operating like Jacob Zuma. And I'm quite shocked that I did not hear anybody else when people were reacting. I didn't hear anybody else to say that, but guys, like Floyd Shivambu now, he has deployed the politics of Jacob Zuma. He has. So now he's out there trying to get the people to feel sorry for him. He's out there trying to get the people to turn against the MK, but he's not going to say it bad. Like that, like this is exactly what Jacob Zuma would do. This is such a Jacob Zuma thing to do. And now it's been done by Floyd Shivambu.
And work with now. I think I've learned more in the 6 months than I learned in the 10 years I was deputy president of Mkondo of the EFF. I learned more as a member of Mkondo than I learned as a deputy president of the EFF.
I mean, like, Floyd Shivambu is such like Floyd Shivambu is such a disingenuous guy. Like, and this guy is such a disingenuous guy. So I wonder what he's going to say when the MK party finally throws him out. Because this is what Floyd Shivambu is doing. He is not going to resign from the MK party. Because he knows that he said that joining the MK party was the most solid and sound decision ever. So if he resigns from the MK party, people will say that, Floyd Shivambu, you have no credibility because you joined this political party and telling us that this was the most solid and sound decision ever. But he did this press conference because he actually wants the MK party to expel him so that he can say that the MK party is still the most best decision that I had made in my life, but unfortunately they threw me out. Unfortunately they threw him out. So now he is trying to maneuver around the things that he has said, and he doesn't want those things to come and bite him. He doesn't want those things to come out and bite him. That's why when the journalists were asking him questions, he would say that, no, I'm still a disciplined member of the MK party. Because he understands that he said joining the MK party was the most solid and sound decision ever. So he cannot turn back on those words. He cannot turn back on those words.
In terms of real politics and appreciation of both the domestic and the global politics, much more thoroughly in terms of the issues. And under no circumstances would I ever fault President Zuma and his politics. I joined Umkhonto we Sizwe because I thought that as part of the political historiography of South Africa, his politics and character should be protected and a legacy built around his proper politics, not the ones of gullibility and producing of fake intelligence report. Since the decision to remove ourselves as Secretary General took place, there have been a lot of ordinary South Africans from all corners of the country. There have been a lot of comrades who came from Umkhonto we Sizwe, from the ANC, from the EFF, to say, what then do we do moving forward? Because I did explain to them what were the developments. And a substantial number of those say that don't ever try to join the ANC, and I fully agree with them. That will never join the ANC. It's directionless, it doesn't know what it's doing, it's in collaboration with the white system now. And there are those who say don't ever join or rejoin the economic freedom fighters because it's a cult. And I agree with them. There's no space for sound ideological reasoning, and there's no self-respecting person who can join both the ANC and the EFF.
So guys, if you are a member of the ANC and the EFF, like you are not a self-respecting. I mean, maybe on this one, Floyd Shivambu, maybe we could agree. Like, yeah, I mean, like, it's funny, man. Like, it's so funny. This guy is saying that no self-respecting person can join the EFF, whereas he was in the EFF leadership, man, for 10 years. Wild.
There's no space for sound ideological reasoning, and there's no self-respecting person who can join both the ANC and the EFF. I agree with that fully. And there are those who say that there's fundamental weaknesses with Umkhonto we Sizwe, that the organization seems to be run by a family and seems to be inconsistent on issues of discipline, seems to be directionless and sometimes takes conservative and reactionary positions. I say that part of the reasons why we joined Umkhonto we Sizwe, we could observe from far that we can't allow in South Africa a political organization that can become a tribalist and regional organization with such influence. Instead of throwing insults at MK, we have to play a role in contributing to its ideological character and politics and direction. And I think that we did successfully in terms of what happened.
Like, there's nothing successful that you did, because when it comes to the matter of the disciplines in the MK party, like, of course, the political party is inconsistent. If the party was consistent with the discipline, I mean, like, clear example is Julius Malema. When Julius Zuma insulted you, the party should have done something about that. And the political party did not do anything about it. And for Floyd Shivambu to stand there and to say that, no, we successfully, like, created this thing, like, Umkhonto we Sizwe party now, it has direction. Umkhonto we Sizwe party does not have a direction. They don't have a direction, and they are not consistent when it comes to their discipline. Mary Party went on several news platforms and rubbished you as the former Secretary General of the MK Party, how many people in the MK Party that did the podcast talking about Floyd Shivambu when Floyd Shivambu was a Secretary General of that political party, and they rubbished Floyd Shivambu and nothing happened to those people? So there's nothing consistent about Umkhonto Wesizwe Party when it comes to the discipline. And this thing of direction, Umkhonto Wesizwe Party is completely directionless. They don't have direction. They don't. So there's nothing successful that you did in the MK Party. I know you would like to think that, okay, I did a bit of contribution in this political party and my contribution matters. It does not matter. It does not matter.
Now, these several observations about the organization of Umkhonto Wesizwe. Some are correct, some I will reserve my observations on because I can't abuse the fact that I occupied a very senior role and had access to almost every development that happens there.
Yes, you would like it is expected for you to reserve your observations because I mean like it is clear. Like the fact that you would reserve some of the observations, it tells you that you simply do not want to admit. But when it comes to the ANC and when it comes to the EFF, you are bold to say what you observe. But when it comes to the MK Party, you say no. Some of these observations are true. Some of them, like I would choose to reserve my observations, meaning that it is true. They are true. They are all true. They are all true.
But those who want to hear my views privately, we can speak about that. But I'll never abuse the fact that there's a role that we played. I did that when I left the EFF. That I said I'll never speak bad about the EFF when I was MK, and I never did.
Here goes the gaslighting. Here goes the gaslighting. Goes the gaslighting.
And I'll never speak bad about the MK. I'll never demonize its perspective. But also of those who came, there are those who said that we should form a political party or a political movement to contest the 2026 and 2029 elections. My view about the formation of a political party is that a political party must never be founded by an individual. My prompt response to the first number of people who came was that let us not form a political party, let us fight within the existing political parties.
So basically, Floyd Shivambu is trying to tell you guys that, you know, this thing actually reminds me of that video that I did the last time where the spokesperson of President Ramaphosa said that the idea of the national dialogue was not the president's, but it was the people of this country that came with that idea of the national dialogue. And this is the reason why the country now has to spend over 700 million rand on a talk shop. They are saying that it is not our idea. Ramaphosa, like, it is no, this idea of national dialogue. No, I did not come with that idea. You guys, you South Africans are the ones that came with the idea of the national dialogue. So right now, Floyd Shivambu is trying to convince us that the people of this country actually spoke with him. And they said that Floyd Shivambu, let's start a new political party. This is basically what he's trying to tell us. That they said that they want a new political party. And I don't think that there's an appetite for a new political party. But again, I think it is like, you see these people that actually love these leftist political parties, these radical leftist political parties. You see what is happening because somehow these are the so-called black leaders who are opening black political parties, but they are opening many of these political parties. And if you listen to their to what these political parties stand for, all of these political parties, they say the same things, but they cannot unite. The fact that the likes of Floyd Shivambu, Julius Malema, Vuyo Zungula, these people, the fact that they cannot come into one room and say that, guys, you know, we are the leaders of the black political parties. Why don't we just create a one political party that is going to represent the people on the left? They are not doing that. The reason is because these people, they just want to be the leaders. None of these people actually wants to be led. They are not genuine about this black unity that they go around spreading, because they speak about the black unity, but every chance they get, they open a new political party and they are dividing their so-called black vote. You know, I hate it when people say black vote, man. Something rubs me wrong with the so-called black vote because it actually makes black people look like a monolith. And we as black people, we are not a monolith. We are different as people. We do not have the same values. We don't want the same things. And it is okay for the people not to want the same things because we are not the same. But you would find these people saying that, no, we are black political parties that are representing black people. And now we are dividing the black vote. These are your so-called black leaders. These are the so-called black leaders. So now Floyd Shivambu is going to open a new political party. And guess what? It is going to be a leftist political party that is going to say the same thing that the EFF is saying. It is going to say the same thing that Umkhonto Wesizwe Party is saying. It is going to say the same thing that failed stock fail of Andile Mchitama, Blackfest, Landfest. There is absolutely nothing new that Floyd Shivambu is going to come up with. Absolutely nothing new. But I love it how these so-called black leaders are opening new political parties in the name of black unity. On one side, they are talking about unity, but on the other side, it's every man for himself. That's why I do not understand these leftist politicians. That's why I don't understand why South Africans love these leftist political parties and these leftist radical politicians. Because there is absolutely nothing new that these people are saying. They offer nothing but racial politics. They offer nothing but the politics of victimhood. They offer nothing. They don't like. When was the last time you had a black politician from the so-called black political parties standing there and telling the people of this country that, guys, we need to fight for our future, guys. We need to stand up and fighting for our future. Things are not fair in this. Like, when was the last time you had a leader of a so-called black political party actually giving people the weight of motivation? Every time when these people are out, they will tell you that you are oppressed. They will tell you that the white system is keeping you down. They will tell you all of these things that will make you feel bad about yourself so that you're going to vote for them. This is what they want. They hardly go out and give the weight of motivation. They don't do the weight of motivation. They don't.
But that if we were to form a political party, let us go to the people of South Africa and ask them if they want to have a political party. We can't form a political party as a group of friends and as few individuals. So a political party should never be an individual project where you feel like, no, I want to start a political party and then you start it. It must never be a family project. It's very dangerous to have political parties which are family run.
Now he's talking about the MK party. It is very dangerous to have a political party like the MK. But no, joining the MK party is still the most solid and sound decision ever. But it is dangerous having a political party like the MK. Okay, Floyd, we understand you.
A political party must not be a tribal or ethnic project. In South Africa today, a political party must not be regional, must not even be a provincial party. A political party must not be a platform for self-enrichment. It must not be a fiefdom. It must not be a cult. If anything, a political party should be a fighting instrument and vehicle for the people of South Africa. Must deeply espouse the principles of democracy and democratic consultations in terms of how decisions are taken. Must be transparent and must be accountable in the work that it does. So to the comrades that came to say, let us form a political party, we said that we can't take that decision. Let us subject that process to the people of South Africa. So I hear.
And guys, I can tell you, man, these people are not going to meet you, man. Like, do you think that these people are literally going to go around and asking the people of this country that, should we open a new political party? No, Floyd Shivambu is just playing with the people right now. What I can say, maybe they are still registering that new political party. I don't think that I don't believe anything that Floyd Shivambu says. I think they are still registering that political party, or they have registered that political party. They are now left with introducing that new political party. Because this thing of we're going to talk with the people of this country and ask them if they want a new political party. I mean, hell, in 2024 elections, how many political parties did we have? And people were confused. They were confused, man. The ballot was long. The ballot was long, man, was so long. People were confused about which of these political parties, like, what the hell is happening in this country? And then Floyd Shivambu says that, no, we want to ask the people of this country that if they want a new political party. I mean, like, no. And if you were to be the leader of that new political party, man, it is already dead. It is already dead. You know, guys, me personally, I don't want to lie. I think that Floyd Shivambu needs a break from politics. I think he has made enough money for him to go out and be quiet for like 2 years or 3 years. I think he has made enough money. I think he should actually take a break because now he's doing blunders after blunders, man. Leaving the EFF, going to the MK party, begging the MK party to expel you, and talking about a new political party. Like, it's almost as if like this guy is like, I don't know. He needs to take a break. He needs to take a break. This is what Floyd Shivambu needs to do. But he has a big ego and he does not want to appear as if he has failed as a politician. I don't think that Floyd Shivambu can actually do what Ace Magashule did, man. You know, Ace Magashule opened his own spaza shop here in the Free State, but most of the time, Ace Magashule is chilled, man. He's not doing things. I don't think that Floyd Shivambu can actually approach life in the same way that Ace Magashule is approaching life to say that, no, man, you like. I don't think so. So now they are talking about they could ask the people of this country if they want if they want a new political party. Like, this is insane.
Here today to announce that we're going to be convening the process of consulting the people of South Africa on the formation of a political movement that will be a true representative of the people of South Africa.
Stand a chance.
South African politics is a mess, man. South African politics is a mess. I don't want to lie. So, guys, brace yourselves. There's going to be a new political party that is called Maibuye Africa. And the leader of that political party will be Floyd Shivambu.
And not a personal project, and not a group of friends project, not a cult, and not a fiefdom. So over the next few months, we will be consulting all the traditional leaders, we will be consulting all the church leaders, religious leaders in different institutions. We will be seeking the views and opinions of all the manifestations of the Zion Christian Church, of the Nazareth Baptist Church, of the IPCC, of the 12 Apostle Church in Christ, of the 12 Apostle Church in Trinity, of the Bantu Church of Christ, and all the charismatic churches. We will be seeking opinions as well of prominent leaders of society and people that we have access to. Pastors Matebula, Pastor Bishop Archbishop Zondo, Malumani Musasono, Get
Pastor Bushiri, and so on. So Floyd Shivambu basically telling us that they're gonna open a new political party. So I want us to get to the reactions, guys. I want us to get to the couple of reactions because the EFF members of parliament, man, they were not having it. They were not having it on social media, man. They were pissed off with the fact that it looks like Floyd Shivambu is more pissed off with the EFF than he's pissed off with a political party that is treating him like rubbish. So now we have the first member of parliament of the EFF, Naledi Chirwa, and she was on social media. And on social media, Naledi Chirwa says that Floyd was appointed by Jacob Zuma. He was removed by Jacob Zuma due to a supposedly fake intelligence report on him because of Zuma's old age, anxieties, fragility, and yet in all of this mess, he still finds a moment to take a jab at the EFF that elects its leaders, shares collective responsibility at developing ideological posits and programs of actions. He deserves everything that is going through. They say that Floyd Shivambu deserves everything that is going through. And another member of the parliament of the EFF, Siqolise Gxilishe, was also on social media, and she says that Floyd is aiming at us, no doubt. He is targeting us. We're noting all the jabs despite his claim that he will never speak bad about the EFF. This entire presser was all about shitting on us than even the MK party that removed him. So it is clear as day that the EFF were not happy about the things that Floyd Shivambu was saying in that press conference. So there's quite a longer post by a member of parliament of the EFF here. Again, this is Sinawo Tambo. And Sinawo Tambo actually said something that is quite interesting. Sinawo Tambo on social media, he says that there are two things on the MK party which its former Secretary General raised which are lawful concern. Number one, the allegation that the official opposition in South Africa is receiving funding from Morocco, which undermines the Political Party Funding Act. Number two, the allegation of withdrawal of 7 million rand a month from parties' coffers, which is unaccounted for and may affect the party's registration status with IEC. These two things are of national concern and perhaps must be looked into. The rest was an attempt at charisma and attempt to cast doubts in the ranks of the EFF. Theatrics, because of the name of the EFF, gives traction. These two things are deeply and lawfully troubling for the MK party. The EFF is extremely stable and performing very well on bread and butter issues in legislators. Let's proceed. So, another thing again that Sinawo Tambo said on social media, Sinawo Tambo says that, okay, the third is that MK party is solicited funding, or the third is that MK party solicited funding from a Muslim group by removing him for visiting Bushir. These are lawful consequential accusations which can do and will damage the MK party because of funding must be declared. The rest is just gossip and wage driving. The third is that MK party solicited funding from a Muslim group by removing him for visiting his friend Bushir. These are lawfully consequential accusations which can and will damage MK party because party funding must be declared. The rest is just gossip and wage driving. So the EFF is not having it. They are not having it on social media. They are not having it at all. They're not having it at all. So one of the conspiracies that I also read about was this guy. This guy apparently, like, this is called Dr. Kehlelezi. He's a member, I think is also still a disciplined member of the Umkhonto weSizwe Party for now. And Dr. Kehlelezi says that Floyd Shivambu was an EFF spy sent to destroy the MK party. He was an EFF spy that is sent to destroy the MK party. So the article says that the controversial Sangoma Dr. Kehlelezi has accused Floyd Shivambu of being an EFF spy, claiming that he was deployed by the party leader Julius Malema to infiltrate and divide the Umkhonto weSizwe Party as a retaliation for lost votes in the 2024 elections. The flamboyant traditional leader, whose real name is Bongole Tumzozo, has more than 800,000 followers on Facebook. He alleged that Shivambu's brief stint as MK Party Secretary General was a calculated political ploy executed with Malema's blessing to hijack the heart of Jacob Zuma's new movement from him. In a social media video released on Wednesday night, Dr. Kehlelezi tore into Shivambu's motives, declaring him as a double agent who came dressed as a comrade but left behind a confusion, debt, and distrust. I mean, like anybody who still believes anything that Floyd Shivambu says, it is on them at this point. It is on them. If these people in the MK party, they actually thought that Floyd Shivambu was a credible guy after what he did with Julius Malema there in the EFF. If you're gonna believe that Floyd Shivambu was a credible guy, like, it is on you at this point. It is on you at this point. So guys, brace yourselves for a new political party. A new political party that is going to be transparent. A political party that is going to have the consensus of South Africans. A political party that is going to be led by Floyd Shivambu. So right now, I guess we are only waiting for the letter of expulsion, because this is what the MK party is going to do. Floyd Shivambu does not want to leave the MK party because he knows that if he leaves the MK party, it will be a huge knock on his credibility. So he does not want to leave the MK party because he wants the people to still believe that joining that Jacob Zuma's party, the Zuma party in the words of Victor Mbalula, joining the Zuma party was the solid decision that he has ever made. So he wants the MK party to expel him so that he can go around and telling the people that this political party is not fair, and like I told you, that it's full of criminals that are stealing the money, and these people are taking advantage of the fact that Jacob Zuma is old and fragile. This is what he wants to do. This is what he wants to do. There's nothing honest about Floyd Shivambu. Absolutely nothing. And he's getting everything that he deserves in the MK party because he was warned. He was warned that this is going to happen, but he did not listen. Why? Because he's the so-called political scientist. The so-called political scientist did not listen. And now he's crying, telling the people about the things that they told him months back. It is a mess. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Maba, so I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.